everyone, it's averydawnside and welcome back to another video. So you can probably already tell I am a bit quieter than I normally am, and that's for two reasons. One is because I'm currently filming at my apartment, which is very rare, and we've got super thin walls, so I don't want my neighbors to be able to hear me, so I'm gonna talk softer. And B, it's also like pretty late at night. It's fine. But it kind of sets the tone for today's video, which is going to be another introduction to a new series, which I posted this on my Instagram story literally like a few hours ago, and I got really good feedback from it. And a lot of you really enjoy my monthly inspiration videos, and although I don't want this to become like a motivation channel, inspiration and just being there for one another is something that's really important to me. So this is going to be a very raw averydawnside video, and I'm just going to be giving you a pep talk, and today's pep talk is about motivation because that was the most common one that I was given. So there's not going to be much going on the screen. We're going to be going for a little trail ride around Wildwoods. This is what I do when I'm done training my horses and it's nighttime. I usually come to Wildwoods and just walk around and enjoy the scenery because I like it here. But yeah, so I recommend maybe just lay down, close your eyes, or you can go and do some training. You can eat a snack and just kind of listen along. And if you're not feeling like you need motivation right now, then close out the video and save it for later, or watch it and then watch it again when you need it. This is just for you guys. This isn't anything too exciting or too special, but it's just something to help connect our community a bit more and inspire us all. So, without further ado, that very long intro, let's just get into it. Like I said, this video is not going to be anything special, just me talking. So, with that being said, let's talk about motivation. So, when it comes to motivation, I think it's really important to recognize that obviously we all are here to become motivated from different things, and that's why I'm not going to be talking about one thing in general. Like, I'm not going to talk about Star Stable, I'm not going to talk about anything else. Just because Star Stable is our outlet doesn't mean that's what I'm always going to talk about. But so when it comes to motivation, I think the number one thing is recognizing when you need a break, because honestly, motivation can't come out of you unless you allow yourself time to rejuvenate, recuperate, and truly take care of yourself. Motivation is rooted in the fact that, ooh, there's a loud noise there. Motivation is rooted in the fact that you have to take care of who you are and what you need before you can take care of other things that you need to get done. I'm going to say that again because I think it's, something that a lot of people need to hear. Motivation can only come when you take care of yourself. You can't do things for other people. You can't get anything done until you truly take care of yourself and your needs. And when I talk about needs, I'm not talking about, oh, I need to buy that item. I need to do this. I need to do that. I'm talking about your basic food, water, life necessities, sleep. So, before you get too hard on yourself, although I know it's really, really easy because your girl does it too, don't get too hard on yourself until you know that you've covered all the necessities. Motivation only really becomes a problem when it's deterring you from taking care of yourself. So, here's your check-in. Have you had enough water today? Have you eaten a meal or at least a snack? Have you slept a few hours or taken a nap when you need it? And if you've covered all of the bases, then let's move forward. And if you haven't, then I suggest maybe doing a couple of those and then coming back to this video for the next part. Okay, so you've covered all of your bases. You have slept, you've eaten, you've had water, but you're still not really feeling motivated. This happens all too frequently, and it's something called burnout. When you do something too often, you can feel burnt out, even if it's something that you really enjoy. For example, hanging out with your friends. You can get burnt out really, really quickly and just feel like, oh, like, I can't hang out with anyone else. Like, I'm not motivated to, but that doesn't mean that you don't like them. And I think the first step in acknowledging the fact that you need motivation is acknowledging that you've just got to take a break. You can't force yourself to do anything, and if you do, then that thing that you're trying to do isn't going to be quality. So allow yourself to take that break. It's okay if you don't want to get something done right away, even if the deadline is tomorrow. The nice thing about the world is we're all just tiny little bits of stardust in a galaxy, and although there are due dates, most of the time people will be flexible. Now, I say that with a grain of salt because there are a few things out there in the world where you just have to get it done right then and there. But in a lot of circumstances, people are flexible, and you have to remember that you experiencing this lack of motivation is also probably happened to the person that you're trying to get something done for. So if you're worried about something for your boss, something for your teacher, something for, I don't know, your work, your horse, anything, motivation and lack of motivation happens to truly everyone, whether we like it or not. And something that I think is especially crucial to know about that is that the main reason why people are like, oh, I don't want to be motivated, oh, I should be motivated, is because the world has made motivation feel like if you're not motivated, then you're not doing successful in life. And that's not true. That's not true at all. It's okay to become unmotivated. It's okay to not want to do things in an instant. That we're human. We're only human, and we're not going to want to do everything all at once. So, with that being said, if you feel like motivation is really, really getting to you and you just need to step back, then take that step back. I cannot emphasize anything than this enough. Please take that step back, because if you sacrifice your own well-being to get something done, to match a deadline, to do something, then it's going to come and bite you back later. You'd be better off going to that person and saying, hey, like, I think I need an extension, a bit more time, and explaining your situation, because chances are the deadline or thing that you have to turn in, or even if it's just pressure on yourself, is going to understand that, it's okay. Like, you don't have to want to do everything all at once. So, let's talk about being honest. Honesty is another huge thing that comes with motivation, getting comfortable with motivation, unmotivation, lack motivation, however you want to say it, phrase it. So, getting comfortable with lack of motivation is what's going to make it easier to get that motivation back. As soon as you acknowledge, oh, I'm unmotivated, the first thing your brain is probably thinking is, I need to get motivated. But sit there and ask yourself, do you really need to get motivated right then and there? Or is it okay to acknowledge how you're feeling and just take a break? Let yourself have those few minutes, few hours, few days, whatever feels right to you. And that's the thing. Motivation comes and goes, and it's different for every single person. So, like for me, I like to take a few days off of things before I can get back into doing them. But for other people, it might even be a few minutes. It could even be a few seconds. It's pretty rare, but everyone's different. And that's in the acknowledgement that motivation, lack of motivation, the way we think, do, act is different person to person. So, this comes in the kindness of human beings, and this is the part that I think not a lot of people talk about. So, when it comes to motivation, a lot of the reason why we feel pressured to get motivated when we lose it is because of exterior forces. And by that, I don't mean like extraterrestrial individuals. I mean, a lot of the times when we feel unmotivated, we worry. A lot of the time when we feel unmotivated, we get worried, we want to jump right back on that horse, we want to do all the things all at once, when the only person putting that pressure on yourself is you. Although there might be deadlines, there might be stuff you have to get done, like I said, a lot of the times it's flexible. You just have to ask, you just have to be honest. At the end of the day, you have to remember that we're all human here, and we all go through life things, whether that just be you need a mental health break or you actually need like physical time to heal. Physically, mentally, it's all regarded around the same thing. So you just have to explain that to the person, whether that be explaining it to yourself or explaining it to the person who you're trying to meet that deadline for. just let them know what's up and remind yourself that if you feel that unmotivation, they've probably felt it at some point too. So it's okay, and they're honestly probably going to relate to you more than you think. That goes into the final little step of my rant and ramble for pep talks, and that is motivation of self. So I think it's really frustrating when you get unmotivated and you're talking about unmotivation just because you need to do daily things. You need to clean your room, you need to shower, and sometimes life can just be exhausting. Let's be honest here. This year has been so tough, literally so tough on so many people and families and anyone. This year's been rough. So, when it comes to those daily things that you might have been able to do prior to what went on in the world, you might feel sad that you can't do or don't have the stamina that you used to do those things, like basic activities, showering, taking care of yourselves. But the thing about that is, that's okay. It's okay to feel unmotivated. It's okay to feel like maybe that day you don't want to shower, or maybe that day you can't get out of bed, but it's not okay to not ask for help. Because, like we talked about at the beginning of this, it's all about covering those basic necessities. And by the time you cover half of those basic necessities, you're gonna feel more motivated, I guarantee you. There's probably psychology behind it, but I'm not gonna pull out my textbook and explain it right now because this is just a pep talk. So, when you feel like you're struggling, please reach out. Reach out to a loved one, a family, a friend, someone who can help take care of you, and know that it's okay to ask for help when it comes to motivation. You don't always have to feel like asking for help has to be this big deal. You don't have to be going through this big life change, this big monumental moment. It's okay to ask for help, even for simple things. You could go to your parents, you could go to a family member or a friend or a significant other, anyone, and say, hey, I'm really struggling with this right now and I can't really figure out why. I've tried to cover the basic necessities, or if you can't cover the basic necessities, then ask someone to help you. Yeah, it's going to be a little intimidating in the moment, but if they truly love and care about you, they're going to help you. And by the time those great grounds are covered, you're going to have the love aspect covered. You're going to have basic necessities. Allow yourself to take a break. And when you're ready, come back to it. But if you feel like it's too draining, then focus your time and energy on something else until you really truly feel like it's ready. And if it's not something that you have to do, then don't do it. It's okay to not do things. It's okay to not feel like you have to check all these boxes off a to-do list. In society, we've always been trained to, oh, I have one thing done, let's get to the next, let's get to the next. No, you are a human being, honey. It's okay to sit back. It's okay to enjoy your life. It's okay to just take a moment to breathe. You don't always have to be doing something. You can live your life. Life isn't life without living. So don't feel like you have to check everything off a to-do list in a day just to feel like your life is valid. Your life is valid whether you're doing a million things in a day or you only did one. It's about celebrating the things that you do that will help you become motivated. So that is my advice. I guess it's not really like specific things to do, but I think that's what I like about this pep talk series is it's honestly just going to be like you're talking to me, because this is things that I would say if you were sitting right in front of me, and you're right in front of my screen. So you watching this, I want you to know and I want you to remember that you're extremely loved. And I'm not just saying that because, that's what people say, oh, you're loved. No, you are loved to the point that it's okay to take a break. You are loved to the point that it's okay to ask for help, even on basic things. You are loved to the point that you deserve to not just be here and going through the motions of a day, but you deserve to have the life and actually live it. So take the break. Your motivation will return, I promise. And if it doesn't, then that's okay. Maybe that's what's happening because everything happens for a reason. So, everyone take a deep breath with me. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And remember that I promise it's gonna return. Okay, you're gonna be good. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay, you got this, honey. You got this, darling. I believe in you. Don't let anyone tell you that you need to have things get on time. You are on your own timeline and you've got this, okay? Okay. So I want you all to write down in the comments a little assignment, I guess, to start it. 3 things that you've accomplished today. Little things. You got out of bed. You made your bed. You had a glass of water. You started taking care of those basic necessities. That way, we can encourage one another to be motivated and do things like that. Your motivation is going to return when you celebrate the small things that you do rather than only focus on the huge monumental things. So comment down below 3 things you did today. You woke up, you got out of bed, anything. I would love to hear it, and I'm sure a lot of other people would, and make sure to encourage other people in the comments, you know? We're a community, we're here to support and love one another regardless of what it's for. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the beginning of this series. I'm really excited about it. I feel like it's going to show you guys a different side of who I am and just more like conversation-like rather than just me doing videos, because that is me doing videos. It's definitely who I am, but there's also the side of me where you're just having a conversation, and right now we're just having a conversation. So with that being said, I love you guys. My voice is getting a little weird, so I'm gonna head out, but as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe share this with someone if you feel like they need a little uppity in their motivation too. And remember that everything I said, take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because it's not going to serve you if it doesn't mean anything to you. But I love you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!